Hello guys, welcome back to a brand spanking new reaction video. Today I'm going to be doing something very unusual. I'm not going to be reacting to geography now, which is very unusual. I'm going to be reacting to MajorManz. Well, the guy named Foremen, he's been at it since day one. I really like his videos, so why don't we actually watch some of his videos? Anyways, I'm going to be reacting to how many continents are there. Well, I know how many continents there are there, and I know a lot about continents because I did actually some continent videos back in the day, and I'm still doing them, but I've just laid off them for a few just so I can do some reaction videos. Well, I think that there are 7 continents, but other people may differ, and I think they're gonna go through it for me. I know specifically that there are 7 continents. People might say there might be 6 or it might be 5. Like, you know, it's actually so unclear. Or there might be 8, the hidden continent of New Zealand. Well, anyways, there are a lot of continents thrown out, but let's find out how many continents are there. Let's go!
When you look at the world map, it's immediately obvious how many continents there are and which countries belong to which ones. No, it isn't. That's right. That's why we're doing an episode about it. Welcome to Map Men. We're the men, and here's the map. All British primary schools rated at least satisfactory by Ofsted will teach their children that there are 7 continents: Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, North America, and South America.
Yeah, that's what I've been taught, 7 continents. Well, I know that there can be more continents because I've actually done my own research, which you should do as well.
But other countries' curriculums beg to differ. In parts of Europe, they teach just 6 continents.
In Russia and Japan, they teach a different 6 continents.
And in South America, they teach just 5 continents.
So who should we believe?
Whom should we believe?
Exactly. Education
can be such a tricky thing. Education is a different level of propaganda. No.
The most common definition of a continent is a large continuous landmass separated by oceans.
I like that definition. It's exactly how I imagine a continent.
Okay, yeah, that definition makes sense. Cool, yeah.
Good for you, Mark. Now take a look at a world map and tell me how many large continuous landmasses are separated by ocean.
Great. Australia?
1.
North America?
It's attached to South America.
But the Panama Canal
is man-made and definitely not an ocean.
Point taken. So, all of America?
2.
Antarctica?
3.
Africa?
Africa is only separated from Eurasia by another man-made canal, the Suez, so it doesn't fit the definition.
I see. So, Afro-Eurasia?
Congratulations!
So, according to the most common definition, there should only be 4 continents.
4 only? Wow! Why is it 7 then? Why? Why 7? But oh, not to mention, they forgot that landmass Greenland is not attached to America technically, and it's a large landmass, really large. The map does not do justice to how large it is. So yeah, why did they not involve that?
Also, the largest of these, Afro-Eurasia, contains 86% of the world's population, making it a useless distinction.
I don't like this definition anymore.
Neither do I. So can we instead use another, more sciencey definition?
We can. The reason the Earth's land masses are as spread out as they are is because the tectonic plates that make up the Earth's crust have moved them apart over time.
And one day they might move back into a place. And then there won't be any continents problem. Yeah, because you know, the whole continent, what would the continent's name be if they all move back into place? American, Afro, Eurasia, Australia? Maybe.
And using the major tectonic plates as our guide to the continents, we get a more even distribution of where they are.
Tectonically speaking, North America is separate from South America, Africa is separate from Eurasia, and Antarctica and Australia are separate from everything. Nice and simple.
Yeah, but then there's way more other tectonic plates around it, which also may have lands on it. What about Hawaii? It probably has its own tectonic plates.
But on closer inspection, this tectonic definition also has some major issues.
For example, Australia. The country of Australia is this bit.
But the tectonic plate, also called Australia, includes Australia and a bit of New Zealand, and half of the island of Papua, which includes both Papua New Guinea and the province of Papua, which is in Indonesia, which is in Asia.
Which is confusing.
No. Wait. Too confusing. Let's forget about that tectonic plate here. Please, allow it.
So, to avoid this country-continent muddle, other names for this continent do exist, including Sahul, Meganesia, and Australinia.
Not to be confused with Australasia, an increasingly unfashionable term describing Australia and New Zealand and some but not all of the Pacific Islands, so we're not going to mention it again.
So then, what continent does New Zealand belong to? By both our definitions so far, none.
Good for New Zealand. What's wrong with not belonging to any continent?
Not being able to take part in the Olympics.
Wait, hold up. Wait, so you have to be a part of a continent to actually take part in the Olympics? That doesn't make sense at all. Then what about Hawaii? My guy, Hawaii's just right in the corner, just being like, not having any... What?
Because this famous 4-yearly competition to see who can host the best fireworks display is open to every country in the world, its 5 continental rings must somehow include them all.
Each ring represents a different continent. There's Europe, America, Africa, Asia.
And this one represents a broad region including Australia, New Zealand, as well as the Micro, Mela and Polynesian countries known as Oceania.
I did not know that! I did not know the rings represent a different continent. But do you guys actually also notice that America does not have that Greenland right a part of it? It's just really strange. Oh, maybe they don't actually participate in the Olympics either then.
Oceania, its very name meaning the opposite of continent, is not considered one by any strict definition, but it's a popular term, especially for the purpose of making sure no country misses out on being incontinent. Only Antarctica doesn't get an Olympic ring because it's too cold to host a fireworks display.
No.
Antarctica is really cold.
The tectonic and Olympic approaches could be easily combined, including both Antarctica and Oceania, giving us a nice problem-free 6 continents.
Except it's not problem-free at all. We need to talk about Europe.
Whether part of a landmass or a tectonic plate, Europe appears to be nothing more than a glorified Asian peninsula. So, what actually is Europe?
Can it really be possible that the home of the continental breakfast isn't even a continent at all? And if so, what do we call that breakfast other than disappointing?
Disappointing. You mocked it.
Knowing which continent a country's in immediately tells you something about what it's like.
And because Norway has more in common with Sweden when it comes to language, religion, ethnicity and favourite cutlery than it does with, say, Vietnam, a line is helpfully drawn here, breaking Eurasia up into 2 bits. But complicated culture can't be conveniently cut into clear categories.
Whoa. Complicated culture can't be conveniently cut into convenient categories. He's rapping by this point, honestly. I mean, throughout the whole video, they're talking way too fast. Is it just me that they can't keep up with how fast they're talking?
Some countries cause tremendous headaches for this dividing line.
First, Armenia, a country which, with a 95% Christian population, arguably falls in the Europe category, but geographically belongs to Asia. And speaking as someone who's a 32nd Armenian, where do you think these eyebrows come from, I can confirm I have no idea what continent it should be in.
The second problem country is Turkey, which incessantly prides itself on being an Asian-European hybrid.
Food?
Asia.
Trading partners?
Europe.
Religion?
Asia.
Writing system?
Europe.
This leaves the dividing line with no option but to split Turkey's largest city, Istanbul, straight down the middle, misleadingly suggesting that the populations either side of the Straits of Bosphorus are somehow totally different from one another.
One way of solving the problem of where the line goes is to insist that it doesn't exist.
Which is the approach taken by Russia. Which should come as no surprise, because it's in Russia's interest to view Eurasia as a single
politics!
continent.
Once
If it's
again,
divided,
Eurasia!
that might make people think they're different from each other.
And when people think they're different, they like to talk about things like independence.
Wait,
To make
so
matters
does that mean that
some European
Serbia
countries have significant territories in other continents.
away
The
from
largest
the
part of
Russian
Denmark is
Federation?
officially in North America.
And France, with dozens of overseas territories, has put bits of Europe in Africa, Oceania, both Americas and Antarctica.
Perhaps the best example of the difficulty of pinning down what is and isn't Europe can be found in the insufferable Eurovision Song Contest.
Insufferably fabulous!
In its first year,
Eurovision.
just 7 very European countries took to the stage. Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Switzerland and West Germany.
But with more
Yeah, that
countries
is a
wanting to get
very
in on the
tight
fantastic
outfit.
action, this quickly expanded, adding transcontinental Russia, dubiously European Georgia, Asia's Israel, Africa's Morocco, eventually giving up the geographical facade altogether with Australia's Australia. What Eurovision demonstrates quite well is that continents are all about
What is
politics.
the United Kingdom?
Every continent now has some
I don't
form of
get that,
political
but okay.
union. There's Mercosur, the African Union, ASEAN, and of course the EU.
But these organisations are rarely drawn on the same lines as the continents themselves. Despite the number of people who confused Britain leaving the EU with Britain leaving Europe, it remains something which, tectonically speaking, we can't actually have a referendum on. The underlying question in all of this is, why does it matter how many continents there are? Should we even care which one we belong to?
Well, no, not really. What the continents really represent is a human desire to use broad generalisations to categorise the world into arbitrary subdivisions.
So whether it's 7, 5 or even 6 continents, these subdivisions will remain as useful as they are argued about.
Are you really a 32nd Armenian?
Yes.
Because I'm a 23rd Hawaiian.
Are you really?
No.
He was spitting straight facts right at the end. It really does not matter if the continents were split up or not. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it. Please smash that like button. Let's see if we can reach 20 likes. And please make sure to subscribe for more reaction videos. Share with all your family, friends. And let me know in the comment section below what you want me to react to next. That was all for today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, guys. Major out!